I'll assure you that the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, we're looking at this whole case just like we would any other case, and we're going to be as thorough as we can. And we're going to be as thorough as we can. And we're going to be as thorough as we can.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
One of Nolan Wells' best friend came out on an interview with TMZ, and he exposed something, being a naive kid that he is, which means this was just an innocent confession. He exposed that John Ledbetter indeed did not conduct a thorough investigation because he was there on that island. He knew who Nolan Wells left with, but was not interviewed. That is not a thorough investigation. And this is why Nolan Wells' family is getting an independent autopsy and an independent investigation, because John Ledbetter in the sheriff department in Jackson County has not one, not two, but 3 civil lawsuits that are current and active since 2024. Damn! Now this explains why John Ledbetter might want to sweep this under the rug so he won't get more publicity in his county. And it explains why the family doing the independent investigation. But let's get into what Nolan Wells' best friends revealed about John Ledbetter.
We have actually spoken to, got in touch with one of Nolan's friends, a young man who was actually on Horn Island that day, saw Nolan that morning and saw him in the afternoon also. So he's joining us just to tell us what he knows about what went on Horn Island. Javon Williams, welcome to TMZ Live.
Hey, can I clear up that first part? I didn't see him in the morning. I seen him when I got
in the afternoon, when you got out to the island. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I know that you were not on that boat that went back, but you did know the friends on the boat. You knew Nolan, obviously. One of the things that I've wanted to know is, what was the relationship like between Nolan and these other people that ended up on that boat? Were they friendly? Did they sometimes argue? Can you kind of give us a sense of that?
Yeah, so Nolan hung out with them a lot. I wasn't ever hanging out with them because, they're older and they were like hanging out when they come back from like college and stuff like that. So Nolan was with them a lot. I was never like with them. I knew them, but I was never hanging out with them. I know one of the boys he was with was a pretty good dude, but other than that, I don't really know every time they hang out how it goes. Like I don't really know that because I never hung out with them personally.
Javon, were they teammates of his? Did they play football also? Were they? I know they're a year ahead of you, but were they all teammates, or was Nolan the only one who played football?
Nolan was the only one that played football.
Okay. So did Nolan ever talk about them? Did he ever describe his relationship with them? Did he, talk about how much fun they had, whether they got in arguments? Did he ever talk to you about them?
Never. He just told me how they had good times. They'll go, he'll just let me know if they're going out somewhere, they're gonna, just hang out. He never really said anything bad about them.
Okay. Take us to that day on July 4th. So roughly how many kids are out there for this party, and describe your interaction with Nolan that day on the island.
Okay, yeah, so it probably was around, I want to say around 100 people. Everyone from Horn Island, everyone of Horn Island that lived on the coast were there pretty much. Obviously, it was older people. There was a lot of people there, honestly. But I seen Nolan whenever I got out there around 11 o'clock. I had walked down to their boat. I had seen him, and it was a whole bunch of people. I didn't expect it. So I seen Nolan. As soon as I seen Nolan, he's like, "Hey, bro, what you doing?" I'm like, "I love you, dog. I love you." And then we were just hanging out, chilling, just having a good time. And then so around 3:40, 4 o'clock, an altercation had happened between one of my other friends. I don't want to say his name, but he had got an altercation. So I went and checked on him for about 20 minutes. 20 to 15 minutes. I came back. Nolan's boat and the people that he was with were gone. But the thing about the two boats that I said, there were two boats tied up. So therefore, I didn't know which boat Nolan exactly was on because they were both tied up.
Javon, have you seen the video that's been going around social media?
Now, this is when they should have asked, did you see Nolan still on the island? But it seemed like he's inferring that he didn't know which boat Nolan Wells left on.
Where people think that they're hearing an argument between people and they're wondering whether or not Nolan is one of the people in that argument. You just described that you had another friend, not Nolan, another friend who was in and got into a dispute. Is that video the other argument that you were talking about?
Yes.
So, but is that Nolan in the video?
I can't tell. It's too far away. But in that video, I feel like the voices are too clear. Like from the side, it's too clear for it to be that far away, for it to be Nolan arguing. And then also that altercation, it sounds just like my other friend that got into an altercation on the boat. And they were trying to, like, as he was in that altercation, I was calming him down. They were trying to get him out off the island. They were trying to get him back to land because he was just losing it. So
Describe that. That's kind of interesting. What was that about?
He was just very hostile. Like he was just like really like mad. Like they were just trying to, like the parents on that boat were trying to get him out.
The parents on the boat were trying to, got it.
Yeah. But
So there were a lot of adults out there as well as young people.
Yeah.
When you say the parents were trying to get him out on a boat, you had mentioned two boats. Are those two boats different boats?
Black on Black Love hoodies on my website, 95way.com. I got a few shirts on there. I got sizes for all your kids up to 3XL. I promise you I'm going to get more merch that is for all people. But right now we have to get this message out. Black on Black Love. They're always trying to taint our image. So this is a protest against black on black violence, black on black crime, because it's lower than the majority of what the black community represents. Get your hoodie or your t-shirt. It'll be pinned in the comments, or you'll see it on the screen. But let's get back to this.
They're different boats. They were on down. They weren't exactly by Nolan and whoever's boat he was on. They were on down.
You're talking to a bunch of people, I'm sure, who knew Nolan and maybe who were on the island. What's the buzz? What are people saying with you and your friends?
I mean, obviously, it's hard. Like I post my friend Nolan just to have show everyone that how good of a person he was and try to bring closure to whatever the hell happened. This hurts. Like I've never lost someone this close to me, and for people to say that I was the last to see him and keep twisting and turning my words and say that how did and his closest friend would have knew his password. So they're trying to say that paint me a picture to been the reason this is happening. I promise you guys, if I was the last person to see Nolan and I seen him by himself, he would have been home with us today. He would be with us today. I would still be able to talk to my friend every single freaking day. And so it really it hurts me so much hearing people say these things. But at the same time, people are just going off what they hear. So it's hard, honestly.
You're saying that when you posted about Nolan, a lot of the comments you're getting are people berating you, saying that you should know more.
Now it makes sense for why he's doing the interview, because within his circle of friends and people that knew he was friends with Nolan Wells, he came out to clear some things up. He's saying, hey, that's my friend. Dead or alive, he would have been coming back. But he said he will most definitely came back alive. So I understand why he's coming out and clearing things up. This is a young man that's not guilty of anything. Who speaking freely, unlike the gentleman that Nolan Wells potentially left with. They got home and deleted all their social media and said nothing. This is a real friend. He gonna go clear the things up. And also he's gonna reveal something that he didn't know was an issue when it comes to police investigations. This is why I like naive people that don't have a bad bone in their body, because He's not trying to protect anything. He's just telling his truth, and it's going to expose John Ledbetter.
What happened to him?
Yeah. When I feel like that shouldn't be the case because I also had a completely different ride out there. He had his own people. I mean, he hangs out with these guys like almost all the time. So I'm thinking he's fine. You know, I'm not thinking nothing of it.
And you never heard of Nolan having any kind of an argument with these guys before? You never heard anything like that?
No, sir.
What are people saying? I mean, these guys,
Actually,
some of them have gotten lawyers.
Well, I'm curious if the police have, I know they said they're still investigating. Did any investigators ever speak to you about what you saw that day?
No, sir.
That's odd.
I don't see why the cops would have to talk to me. I mean, obviously, like, you know, like I had said my plea, like, because whenever I had talked to the people at Sunheard, it was whenever, you know, the body was discovered and the autopsy people and all those people were there.
Well, I'll tell you why I'm surprised. Because you knew Nolan well, and you knew that he was friends with these guys who were the last ones to be around him before his body was found. And I would think they would at least want to know, hey, just the things we're asking.
Right.
You know, did you ever hear of any of this stuff? It's odd to me.
Just to gather information.
Yeah, that the cops wouldn't have contacted you. Yeah.
And that's fine. Like, I'm completely fine with that. Like I said, I have nothing to hide. Like, that's my boy, and I want him to find justice. Like that. Like this whole case thing. Like whatever. Like this whole situation, and none of this adds up to me. So like, it's really hard. Like for like people to just like keep on saying things when like none of it adds up. Honestly,
This is what you call black on black love. That's a real friend. That is a real friend. He don't care what the perception is. I'm not guilty of anything. No, they didn't speak to this young man, which is a mistake because John Ledbetter said,
and we're going to be as thorough as we can.
They conducting a thorough investigation. Now, the kid said there was 100 people, about 100 people out there. It was about 200 or 300 people out there. You understand me? People that aren't guilty of things typically don't go back and delete their social media accounts. Typically don't try to fight the dad for coming to the house asking for their son keys and phone. Innocent people don't do that.
I'm sure, Javon, you've seen has been a big part of this story. People making the point that, at least in the photos that we initially saw, that Nolan was the only African-American kid who was out there, at least on that boat. Do you think, having been there on the island with this large group of people, that race plays a factor in whatever happened here?
I don't want to answer that. I don't want to answer that question. I wouldn't say like, yeah, I wouldn't want to answer that question. I mean, obviously we go to Ocean Springs, we're going to have white friends. So like, that's, I mean, I guess it's pretty normal down here, but.
Yeah, I mean, and I hear you. If that's, I guess you're saying that it's normal. It's not out of place to be a black teen in that area and that you have white friends, right? That's not uncommon is what you're saying.
I'm sure every black person has white friends somewhere, you know? So I wouldn't say that it's a whole race thing, but it's just like, obviously they're going to paint it as that because none of this adds up. So.
Got it. Okay.
All right, Javon.
Thank you so much.
Very sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
Hang in there. I know this is going to be tough.
Thank you.
I am stunned that the police have not talked to him because he is a close friend of his. He saw him on the island. Right. He knows about his relationship with these guys. And if this is a serious investigation, why haven't the cops talked to him?
Right. And there's a lot of questions about the investigation. I'm starting to understand why the parents are not really willing to trust the investigation at this point. Charlie actually spoke to the woman who shot the video that's been going around on the internet, whereas people are guessing or wondering if this is Nolan in an argument with his friends. And she said that the police haven't spoken to her either.
Yeah, very interesting. You would think that this viral video that police said they were investigating, they were aware of, they were looking into it. You think they would want to talk to the person that actually shot the video and was there. But according to her, she sent in the video to sheriffs and she has not heard back from them since.
What did she say about whether the person arguing in the video is Nolan?
So she's saying, in the video, you do not see an argument. There was, in fact, an argument that happened between two different boat passengers. She claims was not involving Nolan. This
And
video
was earlier than this
and was
video.
earlier. This
Yeah.
video was taken an hour after
Kind of
this
aligns with
alleged
what he
incident
said.
happened.
Right. Remember,
Yep.
Javon just said that there was another argument that had nothing to do with Nolan.
Exactly. And so what we've seen of this video had text over it saying, like, you hear an argument in this video. Could it be Nolan? She's saying that her video was stolen and somebody else put that text, and
So
that
she
was
didn't
not
put
her
that text
intent.
on it.
Now it makes sense that they didn't want to interview that lady because that video didn't play a part, but maybe Nolan Wells didn't leave around the time that these kids say they left. You understand me? It should be an investigation of all people there. Because more eyes see more things. You have more phones. You got more people posting on social media. You have a lot of things that can be pulled together so we can tell the story on what happened to Nolan Wells. Let me know what y'all think about all this. I think the family not trusting John Ledbetter, especially with the 3 ongoing lawsuits, is a good reason why they are seeking independent help.